Are the Cowboys the scariest team in the NFL, or is it the Houston Texans? I don't know. Before I get into the video, make sure you do a couple things for me. Go ahead, leave a like, because I know you're going to enjoy this video. That's why you clicked on it, and I appreciate you for clicking on it. But you might as well leave a like in the video, and since you left a like, you might as well subscribe to the channel, because if you like this video, you're going to like my other videos, so at that point, you might as well subscribe. So, that's all I got to say. But let's get back to the video. All right, so the Cowboys they've been pretty good. They had a very impressive win on Sunday versus the Eagles. Now, before I get into the Cowboys, let me explain the premise behind this video. When I say are the Cowboys the scariest team in the NFL, I'm not saying like they're better than a Buffalo Bills or the Eagles, or well, they just beat the Eagles, so shit, they might be, or the Packers or any of those teams. I'm mainly saying like in terms of teams who I guess haven't been the best this season or been inconsistent or kind of teetering on that edge of good and legit contenders, things of that nature. Who is the most dangerous team? Who is a team that the Eagles, the Packers, the Colts, the dang, who the fuck has been good? Like any of these top teams, who is somebody that the Rams, who is somebody that they should look out for? And one of the teams I have to mention is none other than the Dallas Cowboys, because on Sunday they were down 21-0 to the Eagles with 5 minutes left to go in the first half. And at this point, Next Gen Stats, I gave them a 3% chance to win the game. Do you know how insane it is to only have a 3% chance to win a game? 3% chance to do anything, bro. That means that we don't think you can do it, bro. We do not think that you can do it. So going into halftime, I mean, they're down 21-7, bro. Naturally, bro, you're not gonna think they're gonna be able to win this game. The offense really wasn't able to do nothing. The defense, like, they were giving up 21 points, bro. Like, it wasn't looking good. But then the second half came, and the Cowboys are able to ring off 24 straight points. And a big reason for that is none other than George Pickens. George Pickens has been insane this year. After his performance on Sunday, he became the second player in the NFL to reach 1,000 yards. The only other wide receiver to do that has been Jackson Smith-Njigba for the Seahawks, but he's been phenomenal. But now we're talking about George Pickens, right? George Pickens has really been one of the best receivers in the NFL. One could argue he has been the best receiver in the NFL. Now, I'm not saying he was the best. I just say you could argue he's been the best, because he's been so great when it comes to running Chris routes, getting open, creating separation. He still has his jump ball ability. He still has his ability to fight through contact, to be very physical. He is putting it all together this year, bro. From the footwork to everything else I just mentioned. Like, George Pickens has been amazing, right? And then when you have a guy like Dak Prescott to feed him the ball, it has clearly, it's a difference when you got Dak Prescott feeding you the ball and Mason Rudolph or Russell Wilson or whoever they had feeding him the ball when he was over there in Pittsburgh. And we can tell that's why he has been so great so far this season. Like 1,000 yards already. Sunday he went ballistic, nine receptions, 146 yards and a touchdown. And these are the type of stat lines he has been putting up all season. And he's just been amazing. Like, no matter who you put on him, what corner, he's been giving them straight work, bro. Straight work. And I mean, this trade that happened earlier in the season, I mean, I thought it could be pretty good for the Cowboys, and clearly it's been amazing. Like, it's been very impactful, and this offense as a whole has been good, because even once you get past George Pickens having such a great day, I mean, CeeDee Lamb has been phenomenal for them as well. CeeDee Lamb has been great for the Cowboys so far this season, although he has missed some time. But Dak Prescott has been a big proponent as his offense being good. Having CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens to feed the ball to has propelled this offense to a different level that I'm sure, like, I mean, I expected it, but maybe I'm just him. Maybe I just got a vision for these types of things, but I was expecting him to be able to do this, right? And Sunday, you know, he broke Tony Romo's all-time passing yards record. He sat up here and he led them on a game-winning drive to let Brandon Aubrey kick the game-winning field goal. He had a phenomenal day in the air, 23-36 from passing, 2 touchdown passes, 356 yards. Led the Cowboys to their largest comeback in team history. Dak Prescott's been one of the ones all year. Like, a lot of the struggles and the flack and the criticism that this team gets, in my opinion, should not go to Dak. Dak has really been over criticized for a large portion of his career. It makes sense. You're in Dallas. Dak Prescott, he'll have good games and bad games. But This season, he's been pretty good, bro. In my opinion, he's been pretty good, and he's a big reason why this offense has been so great this season. Like, one thing about the Cowboys, they might have struggled this season at times, but that is not the sole reason as to why, right? The offense as a whole, has been phenomenal this season, and we knew that coming this season. But the issue that was, with this Cowboys team was the defense. And this is why I bring in the Cowboys might be the most scary team if you are a top contender in the NFL. I got some stats in front of me, right? The Eagles have only committed 6 turnovers in 11 games. 2 of those turnovers came in the fourth quarter Sunday versus the Cowboys. All right? Sam Williams forced a fumble, and then, Elijah Clark, he had that famous clip that's going viral with him forcing the fumble on the punt return. And here's the thing, bro. This Cowboys defense, once they trade away Michael Parsons, they were kind of hanging on by a thread with Michael Parsons, but once they traded him away, it looked like it was going to be cooked. Like, it looked like it was going to be cooked for these boys. But once they traded for Dexter Lawrence, you get rid of Mozzie Smith, you have Donovan as a rocker, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, Donovan, brother, you've been playing great, man. Hey, Donovan, I'm going to give you a shout-out, bro. You've been playing great, brother. You've been playing great, man. I'm proud to see what you become here in Dallas. But between him looking good, between Dexter Lawrence looking really good, the Cowboys this defense has looked pretty goddamn good. You know what I'm saying? They've been able to stop the run. Saquon Barkley is a guy who, like, I'm sure we're used to Saquon sitting up here getting his shit off, bro. He's Saquon Barkley, bro. Did we see the season that he had last year? However, on Sunday, he only had 22 yards on 10 carries. That is the lowest on the ground since going for 14 on December 17th in 2023. So, what was once a struggling run game for the Cowboys, run defense for the Cowboys, they are now holding all-pro running back Saquon Barkley to 22 yards on 10 carries. Now, some of this can be attributed to the play calling, the offense, all these different types of things that are outside of the player's control. However, Saquon, and really, since the trade has happened, any team that they have played, I think it's only been like 2 games, the teams have struggled to run on this Cowboys defense. And I think it's pretty legit, bro. I think it's pretty legit. And then you go through the air. The Cowboys defense has been able to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. But that's one thing with Donovan Araku. Like, you wanted, coming to the draft, you were kind of a little bit concerned for, like, what he can be as a pass rusher. He's been getting back there, bro. And he's a big reason as to why they got a 38% pressure rate on Jalen Hurts, which is 16 total pressures on Sunday, because guys like Donovan was getting back there. Dexter Lawrence was getting back there. This defense is sitting up here riding out for the Cowboys. And it's like, shoot, if the Cowboys' offense was playing good, and the only thing that was really holding them back was their defense, now you got their defense balling. It's hard to say if you are a top team in the league that you wouldn't be at least a little concerned about this. At least a little bit, right? I would think so. Shoot, if I'm a team and I'm a Rams fan, I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm a Packers, especially in like where nobody has really been able to like separate themselves, I would be a little concerned, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be a little scared. I ain't gonna lie, bro. My team isn't good. Had the Panthers won last night, my team is the Panthers, I probably would have included them in this video, but we lost. So listen, they're irrelevant. But if I was a team that was like looking, like I was on the top teams, a favorite at this point in the year, if anybody is a true favorite, the Cowboys are a team I'm looking at like, okay, you got 2 guys on offense, 3 guys on offense to be scared of, and you have a defense that is starting to put it together at the right time in the year. Oh my goodness, this couldn't be a more perfect time in the year. Definitely a team to be scared of. And speaking of defense, let's talk about the Texans defense, right? We saw them last week versus the Bills. Give Josh Allen, just put him through a ringer, bro. 8 sacks. 8 sacks on Josh Allen. I think he threw like 2 interceptions, if I'm not mistaken. They sacked Josh Allen 8 times. They forced 3 turnovers. And they were able to beat the Buffalo Bills, bro. Even with like them the Bills trying to drive late in the game, they still got to stop. Josh Allen throws a second interception. And this Houston Texans defense has been amazing, bro. They have been phenomenal. Like, it's the same thing with the Cowboys in the sense of, well, like kind of the opposite way, right? The defense is the Cowboys' offense in this instance. We knew Houston's defense was going to be amazing. They have Will Anderson Jr., bro. They have Derek Stingley. They have all these guys on defense that can just make it so difficult for any quarterback to play against. For any offense as a whole to go up against. They have that type of defense. And they have been dominant all year. They've been dominant all year. They are the number one scoring defense in the NFL. And shoot, Josh Allen found out why. And this is something that's been going on for majority of the year. And the Texans are starting to turn it around. And yes, they held the Bills to 17 points, but they also they had to score more than 17 points. They scored 19 points. They had to score 23 points. 23 points by a Texans offense that doesn't even have C.J. Stroud out there because he's out with a concussion. Davis Mills was out there. Let's see, what did he do? I literally just saw his stats. Davis Mills was out there. He passed for 150 yards, so he didn't really do much of anything, like nothing really that notable. However, I will say that like this offense, they have their issues, don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying they're going to be the best offense, but just like how the Cowboys defense is starting to turn around, I feel like when C.J. Stroud comes back, especially with the Texans and been streaking recently, because if I'm not mistaken, they started out the year 0-3. You started the year 0-3. Now you're 6-5. C.J. Stroud comes back. Maybe this offense can finally start getting to the groove. This is another team to be scared of, bro. Another team to be scared of because they have the best defense in the league. This defense is deadly. You just saw them hold the reigning MVP. You know, not saying whether he deserved it or not, but you just saw them hold the reigning MVP to 2 interceptions, bro. And this offense struggled, bro. Like, it was literally suffocating out there. So, like, you get to the playoffs, and you are a team in the AFC that have to go up against these guys. How do you not be scared on how to play the defense? This defense is legit, like, deadly all around. Both of the corner spots, both of the edges. You can't really run on them like that. Like, this defense is amazing all around, bro. Linebackers are solid, secondary solid. This is another team to be scared of. This is the team that, considering like competing with Dallas for, hey, y'all better watch them, because they're dangerous. They could put a wrench in your plans to go to the Super Bowl, to make the AFC Championship. This Houston Texans team can definitely do that. Now, of course, still got, long ways to go in the season. We're over halfway done with the season, but we still got some key games to go. So we can only see what happens, especially like with C.J. Stroud still having to come back from this concussion. They probably don't want to rush him back, which is valid. You don't want to rush him back, especially if you're playing this well. You can probably make the playoffs. You want C.J. Stroud. You'd rather have him back for the playoffs than to rush him back with a concussion, and now he's out for the rest of the season. So I'm not mad at him for it, but I think the Texans are another team you should definitely peep and look at as a very scary team. Yeah, man, I don't really have any other teams I can really point to. The Cowboys and the Texans are definitely 2 teams, If you out here, your team gonna look for competing for a Super Bowl, I would really, let's just say I wouldn't want these 2 teams to be in my way, on my path, right? But, yeah, man, I mean, that's all I got for today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like and make sure you subscribe, because if you like this video, you're going to like my previous videos. So, yeah, bro, but that's all I got. Until next time, peace.